Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first session zero of my new campaign, Fallout New Thedas. I have the lovely Dally here. She's also recording because she's terrific.
Hello.
And Dally, do you want a sec to introduce your character?
Yes, sure. I'll be playing Felice Narani. She is an elven rogue with a specialization in bard.
All right. Uh, are you ready to go then?
I am, yes.
All right. So, you wake up in your comfy bed in Farathier. You find a note stuck to your nightstand reminding you that you lost a bar bet with Prinny last night and have quote unquote volunteered to go wash some glasses. That definitely supposed to be her.
That's definitely what, sorry?
Oh, they were definitely originally Prinny's job, but you lost the bet.
Fair enough. Um, she pushes herself up out of bed. Felice is quite bedheaded at the moment. She has kind of a short mop of black hair and it's just all over her face. She just kind of pushes it back and just grumpily gets up and out of bed and shuffles out of her room and heads toward the Wayside Inn.
All right. You. Excuse me, sir. All right. Max is playing with the world's loudest toy.
Hi, Max.
All right. You step out into the chaos of the local market as, sound affected by Max, who's at least not repeatedly smacking that into the wall like he usually does.
Just pretend it's a Mabari.
Yeah. Speaking of Mabaris, you immediately walk out and a woman who is tending a market stall says, "Try our new caddis. Great for your pup and your play," and offers you a caddis sample.
What's caddis?
Caddis is war paint that they normally use on Mabaris.
Valise actually looks vaguely interested because this could be used for disguising purposes. How much is it?
This sample's free, but you'll want more.
I'll take the free sample, thank you.
All right. You pass another guy outside the Kunari Relations Office, who asks if you will take this pamphlet on the wisdom of Coslin.
Valise looks skeptical, but she takes it just to kind of be polite.
Would you also like this book on his wisdom?
I think I should see how I get along with the pamphlet first. If I want to know more, I'll be back.
I have more pamphlets if the book's too intimidating. I actually we divided the entire book into pamphlets.
Oh, that's yeah, so you can kind of read it a bit at a time. That's are you getting much many bites out here? Just out of curiosity.
It's striving towards your purpose that matters, not achieving it. Have a nice day, man.
You too.
Um,
She heads off.
all right. You make it to the Wayside Inn without anyone else trying to give you more crap.
I have 2 new things in my inventory. I'm doing so well.
And you find Prinny with her head kind of pillowed on the bar.
Um,
She appears to be asleep.
I want to look at the first bit of the pamphlet that I was just given. What does it tell me about? Who was the pamphlet about again?
Coslin, he's a Kunari philosopher. He's the guy they base all their stuff off of is the wisdom of Coslin.
She is going to stride over and lean right down so that her face is right like an inch away from Prinny's and hold up the pamphlet and say, "Hey Prinny, have you heard the good word of Coslin?"
Uh, Does he cure hangovers?
I don't know. You should ask the guy who's petitioning for him outside.
Uh, she kind of takes the pamphlet from you and puts it away somewhere. She just kind of puts it down on the bar. It's like, I'll read that later.
No, this is mine. Get your own. She takes it back. Besides, poor guy could use more people interacting with him.
I don't want to talk to people who are gonna open their mouth sirens.
Hate to break it to you, but that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Wah. I'm sorry, what was that? Is that too? Wah. You really overdid it last night, huh?
But I won.
Yeah. Well, which of us is more hungover, and what does that say about who won?
It was a moral victory.
Nothing moral goes on in this bar.
I don't have to polish glasses while hungover.
Yeah, alright. Where are they? Usual place?
Mm-hmm.
Valise is going to go get started on that.
She tosses you the kind of rag that looks like it's really good at, rearranging dirt. Artfully.
Valise tries to shake it out a bit. It does nothing. The dirt lives there and will not be evicted.
Yeah. Prinny's a good sport, so she actually does grab her own rag and kind of start slowly polishing a few beer steins as you go.
Valise feels honor-bound to kind of make sure she does more, so she tries to work a bit quicker. So anything interesting happen after I left? Other than, she just gestures at Prinny.
My throw-up was blue. Does that count?
You might want to see someone about that.
Oh, it's still in the alley.
I said you might want to see someone, not someone might want to see it. Jeez.
Oh. Well, yeah, maybe. But, I mean, I definitely drank something very blue. So I'm not worried.
Fair enough then.
It was fruity.
It was You mean someone bought
the blue thing?
Yeah, you mean someone bought it for you, or someone was deliberately trying to get rid of something blue and unidentified?
I think I bought it.
You just said it was free.
I said it was fruity, not free.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Ears are a little bit muffled today. Hey, how's Aglith doing? Haven't seen her yet.
Well, you know how I won?
Oh god, is she even more hungover than you are?
She won too.
She's
either that or she's faking a hangover to make me do stuff while she's a little bit hungover. I wouldn't put it past her.
I could really make a culturally insensitive comment about dwarves and liquor right now, but I'm not gonna. Do you think I should check in on her and make sure she's okay? Be a siren in her ear?
You can if you want to.
I'll do that after I finished up here.
Are you gonna stay here forever?
Hell no. No offense, Prinny, but I just, you know how it is. I make stops here before I head out again.
Yeah, but I mean, like, are you gonna stay here forever? Like, are you gonna keep doing this?
When you say here, are you talking about the inn, or are you talking about Farathir? Or Denerim, or Ferelden?
I sort of meant, the, like, emotional here. But also definitely scrubbing glasses at our shitty inn.
Hey, it's not that shitty. I spent all of my formative years here. And look how I turned out. Oh, yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yep. Hey, I'm not saying anything Aglith doesn't.
I know. I mean, there's not really much place for me to go, emotionally speaking, is there? I mean, just keep doing what I'm doing. Stay here for a bit, head out again, continue, seeing the world, as it were. Until I find what I'm looking for. I mean, what
But
else?
what if
Sorry, go ahead.
you don't find what you're looking for?
Well, then I'll at least have to find something that tells me that what I'm looking for is gone. Either way, I'm gonna get answers.
Talking about
Maybe
the
not the
same
ones
what
I.
we're looking for, right? Where this is becoming a very confusing conversation for me, but we're talking about the same thing.
I think so. Yeah. Listen, I I need to get answers one way or the other about what happened, and either I'll get an answer I like or I'll get an answer I don't. But either way, I'll be able to move on. So
Yeah. I
why
don't.
this all of a sudden, Prinny? You get philosophical when you get hungover? Is it the pamphlet? Did the pamphlet make you philosophical?
Well, I mean, maybe not that philosophy in particular. I like my name and personal freedoms actually, but I've been thinking a lot lately about living a life with purpose. You have a purpose, but I'm just kind of polishing stuff,
Okay.
not the glasses, it's the axe. And it's a really big axe, and it normally needs polishing before it needs using again.
So, what are you thinking? Thinking of changing things up?
Maybe. I don't know.
Are you okay, Prin?
Yeah. No, it's nothing bad. I'm just thinking about it.
This isn't
Um,
like no one's been making you feel like unhappy here or anything or unwelcome.
no, you'd kill them.
Yeah, no, exactly. I just wanted to check because, I can kill them if you want. That's what I do. Sometimes.
That's sweet.
I mean, don't
That's what I love about you.
Thanks, Prin.
No, it's just me. It's just something I've been thinking about.
So, what are you thinking of doing?
At that moment, you hear loud bellowing outside.
What kind of bellowing?
Screaming. Angry shouting.
People?
Yes, people.
What the? She's gonna head outside. You can stay here if you want, with the whole mouth siren situation.
Thanks. She is covering her ears and for some reason also trying to cover her horns.
Oh, bless her.
Pretty sure don't pick up sound.
But she's hungover. We'll give her a break. Valise storms outside, and before she even looks, she yells, "Hey, keep it down! My best friend has a hangover."
You keep it down. It is Haran Pavel, your local mayor, essentially,
God damn it.
and a big, burly, grumpy dock worker woman who then sort of ignores you and turns back to a man you recognize as Knight Commander Glacia.
Knight Commander Glacia. That's not a Templar title, is it?
That is a Templar title.
Oh, Valise is not happy.
Yeah, and then turns back to him and continues shouting at him.
Who's shouting at him? The Knight Commander or the dock worker?
No, Haran Pavel is shouting at the Knight Commander.
Ah, got it. Valise turns to the dock worker, stabs a finger at the Knight Commander. Is the Knight Commander a man or a woman?
A man.
Okay. What's the Dragon Age version of hell again?
Void, I guess?
Cool. What in the void is he doing here?
Basically everywhere you're living at the moment?
Yeah, well, true. What in the everywhere? No. What in the void is he doing here?
That's what I was just asking him about his underlings.
What? There are more Templars here?
Not anymore.
Please tell me you threw them in the sea. In the river. I can't remember where we are.
Both are kind of correct.
Please tell me you threw them in the water.
The Knight Commander looks a little sad at that And you get the distinct impression that that is exactly what happened.
Good.
If you have any sort of trade disputes, you will deal with me personally. You will not send your underlings to skulk around. Or there will be no lyrium in the city of Denerim, because we will not unload it. We will not reload it. And we will make damn sure that none of you, Shemlin, can. And at this point, Knight Commander Iglesia just kind of goes, yes, Haran, you will be treated with more respect in the future, and then just scoots the fuck off.
How do we usually feel about Haran Pavel as a mayor? Is he
She's pretty. Yeah, Haran is her title.
Oh, I see. My bad.
And generally pretty good. She's fond of you, and she generally keeps Farathir in a state of like happy lawlessness.
Nice.
And she's also the harbor master, and therefore controls essentially all trade in and out of the city.
Cool.
And she's kept most of the corruption out of that.
Fair enough. Valise turns around and, her face is still pretty stormy, but she kind of nods approvingly at the Haran. Have I told you lately you're my favourite?
I do try, darling. You should be more careful.
Who? Me?
Mm-hmm.
What? What'd I do?
You left your door ajar this morning. Anyone could sneak in.
What? Did someone sneak in?
And did someone? I don't know. I don't sneak into your house.
Valise makes a mental note to check.
Your door open.
Is it likely that Valise left her door open because she was a bit drunk last night?
I feel it is very unlikely given Valise's general paranoia.
That's a good point. Valise wouldn't have left her door open, is that right?
I mean, she's your character, but I would say no given my general impression of her.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure. Right. Valise, had a moment of going, does that sound like something No, I checked, and she kind of, shakes her head slightly. I didn't leave my door ajar. I need to go.
Well?
I need to go check that out.
Alright, if someone murders you, just scream.
Sure. Or, and she just picks up one of her daggers, twirls it, and puts it back.
Fine. But if several people try to murder you, just scream.
Yeah. She's gonna actually... She starts to head home, but then she kind of stops and makes a detour back to the inn and pokes her head in. Hey, pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Can you...
Pretty...
Sorry.
A little better. There's a glass of something that was clearly some sort of horrible hangover here on the counter.
Listen, is Aglith up and about yet? I could really do with borrowing someone to help me look into something.
She's up. I think she's still, puttering around, but she's awake. Or she rolled over and swore at me a little when I came in.
Do you mind coming with me, or do you want to, stay here and look after the bar?
Come with you.
The mayor said that my door was ajar last night, and I didn't leave it ajar.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
You can take me or Aglith or both or whatever you need to do. Aglith has more guns than me.
Felice nods and
come hurt somebody.
Heads into the back room. Aglith.
Quick, keep your pants on. Aglith
Aw,
stomps.
but it's almost noon. It's
Agnes stomps out in a flowery nightie.
Felice blinks. Suits you.
Hmm?
Suits you. Listen, Aglith, I might have a potential home invasion situation. I was wondering if I could get backup from your Prin.
Oh, of course, sweetheart.
Prin reminded me you
And
have more guns, so
she pulls a massive shotgun from under the counter.
I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Do you want to, like, put clothes on, or?
Many, you know, many people dream of seeing me in a nightie. It's a good last sight to have.
Fair enough. Valise.
And she just gonna sort of stomp after you.
Yeah, Valise leads her back to her house. When she gets there, is the door ajar at the moment or not?
Yes.
She draws her pistol and gently pushes the door open just enough to look inside and sort of looks and listens to see if she can observe anything.
All the lights are off, but you think you see a figure sitting at your kitchen table.
Does the figure look at all familiar from here?
Roll perception for me.
Okay, so that's just d20 plus my perception thingy?
Yeah. Like it's dark, it's hard to see.
Fair. And that's a 10.
Ouch.
I can tell it's some kind of person.
Yep. It is definitely humanoid.
Yep. Well, that narrows it down to not a Mabari, I guess.
Yeah. You're pretty sure it does not have horns.
So probably not a Kunari, unless it's a Kunari without horns. Anyway, she.
So you've narrowed it down a great deal.
I'm so perceptive. She leans back, mutters under her breath to Aglith, "There's someone in there," and then steps in, levels her pistol at the person sitting at the table, and says, "Who are you?"
Please don't kill me.
That's not a name. That's a plea. I mean, that helps a bit, but who are you? What are you doing in my house?
Aglith flips on the light behind you, and you see a Templar.
What
at the kitchen table.
What the hell are you doing here? Do you know what happened the last time Templars were in my house?
No?
Fortunately, I don't feel like going into my tragic backstory right now, so I'll ask you again. What the hell are you doing here?
Please, let me explain.
I am doing that. You can explain at gunpoint, yes?
Does it matter if I say no?
It does not. Just tell me, okay?
My name is Simeon.
Okay. I'm guessing, by the way, that he and his name are not familiar to me at all.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's possible, depending on the level of deep surveillance that you do, that you've, like, seen him before. But he is not a common sight around town, and you have no personal history with him.
Yes. Okay.
You can tell by his armor that he is a hunter.
Okay.
And so his primary job would likely be tracking down and imprisoning mages.
Valise is glaring at him and just silently waiting for him to explain himself while pointing a gun at him.
Gotta love the gun.
Valise has a very hard-line stance on Templars.
He lowers his hands onto the table very slowly so you can see them. And he turns to Aglith and he says, I have a laser pistol in a hip holster. You can come and take it off me.
Valise very quickly glances at Aglith to see what Aglith thinks of this.
Aglith will do it and will pull a dagger out of his boot.
Okay.
All right. I'm looking for my daughter.
You... What?
My daughter. I hate her. My daughter is she's 16. Her name is Sabine. We're sort of Orlesian. Several generations ago. She's a mage. And
What happened to her?
Nothing. Nothing. I just...
Why do you want to find her? Are you
I
going
want
to turn
tell
her over?
I'm sorry.
What?
I didn't understand.
What didn't you understand?
Mages?
So you've, after going so long being a Templar and dragging mages away from their families, now that one's related to you, you finally understand, is that it?
I get that sounds really bad.
It does. But you know what? All Templars sound really bad to me, so you're nothing special, don't worry.
Oh, that's fair.
Why... Okay, you want to find your daughter to tell her you're sorry. Where is she? Was she taken away?
I mean, I drove her away. It was my fault. But no, she's, I mean, safe, I suppose. She joined the Unbroken Circle in Guarin. She was going to be a Templar like me. And then she turned 16, and then she froze her birthday cake, and it was a whole thing.
Hannah, could you remind me what the Unbroken Circle is?
The Unbroken Circle it's roughly equivalent to followers of the Apocalypse. They're the only like distinctly pro mage organization at least that's like a major faction, and they're pacifist, and they're dedicated to preserving a lot of like old world knowledge, and they're the people who train doctors and open free clinics and that kind of thing.
So they are basically good peeps.
Yes. They also train a lot of very proficient battle mages whose only goal in life is keeping the Unbroken Circle uncaptured.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Valise lowers her pistol slightly, but she's still keeping it trained on him if he makes any sudden moves. And she sort of narrows her eyes at him. If she's with the Unbroken Circle, then she's safe. She'll be protected. What more do you want?
To be her father again.
I don't think you deserve that.
Well, I'm glad we agree on something.
Can I intuit or insight and see if he's being sincere here?
Yes.
Okay, my insight is, haha, he's a human, right?
Yes.
Cool, I get +4. Okay, so that's a bonus of 12 altogether. 30.
Yeah. He is being completely honest with you. He looks pretty fucking miserable.
Yeah, Valise is still untrusting, but she can tell his intentions at least seem to be good. So she's currently, you can kind of see the conflict on her face, because on the one hand, he genuinely, realizes he done fucked up, but on the other hand, he done fucked up. So she's kind of staring at him and weighing up. So Why did you come here?
Well, believe it or not, the Order is not super big on people leaving, especially not to go join Mage. You can tell there's like this pause where he's about to say like cult or something, and then he says organizations.
You don't say. Color me shocked.
And I need to get into Guarin.
Why? Right. You want to see her. You want to apologize.
I want to lend my skills to the Circle if they'll have me.
You want to join the Circle? You want to leave the Templar Brotherhood?
I want to make up for what I've done.
She looks genuinely shocked.
You're the only person that has managed to evade the Denerim Templars with this much regularity. I need someone to help me get into Guarin.
Wait, how did you know about... Damn it.
He hands you... he reaches down very slowly and picks up a file folder, which he then very slowly puts on the table and slides towards you.
Oh, damn it. She actually puts her gun away at this point and starts leafing through the folder. Is there anything that...
It is a charming photo album of surveillance photos, detailed dossiers, things like that. But you can tell that it's not great. Like, they know where you live, but any Templar who has tried to get near where you live has mysteriously wound up beaten up in an alley. And the only known associate that they have you listed with is Prinny.
Okay.
And she's been sort of discounted as a non-threat.
Well, that's a mistake right there. I mean, good, but still.
Yeah. Like, it's offensive, but it's helpful.
Yeah. Basically. Would Valise...
the other associates that you know they know about.
Yeah. Would it make sense to Valise that none of them have got to her? Like, is that just something to do with Farathir looking after their own?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Like I said, Habren Pavel likes you, and Farathir in general has a... They're not exactly anti-Templar, but they have a pretty vigilant stance on, like, people being allowed to live their own lives.
Yeah.
There are a lot of mages in your little district because the Templars are not allowed to conduct raids or really set foot in the district without being explicitly invited by Habren Pavel.
Yep. Okay, this all makes sense. Valise has a few false identities. Have they been compromised by looking at this document?
No.
Okay.
You know that a couple of those identities are wanted by the Templars, but none of those identities are connected with you.
Okay, good to know. She slowly closes the file. As a sign of good faith, will you let me keep this?
Sure, I don't care. I can't give it back.
Fair. Forgive me, I have never...
I do warn you, they're just copies. I don't have the original.
No, I understand, but it's good to know what my enemy knows about me. Listen, I have never met a Templar who wanted to leave before. I'm in new territory here.
I know that the addiction will be a problem, but they have doctors that treat that in the Circle, I think. And I can help.
What do you mean you can help? You mean the Circle?
Mm-hmm.
Protect the mages?
I know a lot about the Brotherhood, their tactics. I know how to keep mages safe from hunters.
That does sound like it could be helpful. You need to get to Guarin.
Yes. Minor wrinkle. reason I'm here, actually.
Yes.
How much do you know about Guarin?
Hannah, how much do I know about Guarin?
Roll history.
Oh boy. I didn't put very much in history. Let me just... That's an 8. That's not too bad. Hang on. Let me just roll it. Ooh, that's a 12.
All right. You know that it is a port city, and it is south of here. And there's some woods between you and it.
Valise stares at him for a moment and goes, well, I know it's to the south. I know there are some woods between here and there. I know it's a port town. I haven't been there, okay? I don't know very much about it. Why?
Well, they have this, it's not really a law per se, so much as it is a local tradition that adds a little color and flavor to the area. And is specifically really inconvenient for me, and probably the reason that Sabine chose Guarin out of all the cities she could have chosen.
Yes.
Well, okay, a few months back, and before I start this story, I want to be clear that I did help this person escape. That's the end of this story. But the beginning of this story is that I was tracking down, and when I say a few months, I mean several years ago. I was tracking down this kid who was with the Dalish and was 6, and oh god, I'm horrible.
Valise does, like, she appreciates that he knows it's wrong now, but she is clenching her fists slightly at this.
Anyways, she was about 6, and she bit me.
Okay, I mean, fair.
But I didn't know until about a month later, during the full moon,
What?
I'm technically a werewolf.
Is there a difference between technically and practically? You turn into a wolf at the full moon, I'm assuming.
Wolf man wolf.
Okay.
They have therapies and things. I don't eat people.
No, this is fine. Look, if I'm going to judge you for anything, it's not going to be for being a werewolf. It's for being a Templar. Continue. Why is this a problem with getting into Guarin?
Well, during the Black Age, which I should emphasize was a really long time ago, Guarin had some werewolf issues. Very, very major werewolf issues. And werewolves are banned from the city. All of them. Forever. Okay. Including now.
So it sounds very much like Sabine doesn't want to see you.
I wouldn't have wanted to see me either. I just want to apologize. If she still doesn't want to see me after I've apologized, I will go away. I will find a different circle. But
I have a counter proposal for you.
Like I left them.
I have a counter proposal for you. She left. She ran away from the Templar. She ran away from you. She ran specifically to a place where you cannot reach her. And I think in the first instance we should respect that. I will take you as far as the border of Guarin. I will not take you inside the city. I will go to her and I will ask her if she would like to see you so that you can apologize. But if you are sincere in wanting to make this up to her and she says she does not want an apology from you, you have to respect that. Do you understand me?
I do.
I'll take you as far as the edge of Guarin.
I'll do that. Okay.
Hey, Aglis, I could use a second perspective here. Am I making a really terrible decision?
I mean, I guess not. This is weird.
Yes, it really is. I'm not used to empathizing with the Templar. I mean, I suppose you're not technically a Templar anymore, are you?
Well, it depends on whether you ask their records or me personally. I mean, but I don't think so.
I mean, it's not like being a warden. You're not, like, bound by blood to it forever. Are
By
you?
crippling addiction, yes. Blood, no.
Yeah, okay. Oh, God. Do I know how far away Guaran is to travel?
It's like I say as I page through looking at my map. It's like probably 3 days journey.
Okay. And would that be by foot or by cart?
That would be by a cart or a mount, probably.
Okay.
It's probably about 2 weeks by foot.
Eek. Okay, so we definitely want to. Yep. She is rubbing her temple. Okay. Do you have access to transportation?
I know how to steal transportation.
Who would you be stealing it from?
My suggestion for who we steal it from.
I was gonna say, if your suggestion is stealing from the Templars, I am right on board with that.
Um, but he sort of nods and then says, I can get us.
All right.
No, mostly just horses. They don't really like Dracolisks that much.
Horses is fine. Oh God. We should try to. She's just rubbing her head, looking like her hangover is suddenly catching up to her.
I can pay you.
I. She lowers her hand. How would you feel about paying me in information?
I'll give you what information I have, but most of my information is about, gee, there are mages in this area. Go, get them.
What if there's information I want about certain mages?
If I know, I'll give it to you.
Alright, that's good enough for me. I need to confer with a friend. You should not be seen in my house.
I can take him out back and shoot him. It's still an option.
I know, Aglith, and I appreciate that, but I want to make sure Sabina's okay. Listen, there is a patch in the woods. There's a little cluster of trees. It's called, the locals call it Lover's Grove. You can tell because there's lots of hearts carved in the trees. It's just outside of town.
Oh.
What?
Yep. I know that place. We have a different word for it.
Of course you do. Listen, no funny ideas, but meet me there at sunset and we can leave tonight if you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. I just need the rest of the day to get my affairs in order, and then I'll be good to go.
Okay. I'll meet you there, and I'll bring the horse.
She's going to stand aside to let him get up and gesture for Aglith to do the same. She's not leaving her house before he does.
Yeah. He kind of edges out, still with his hands a little bit in the air, and then ducks around the corner and basically just disappears.
Before he does, can Valise grab him by the collar?
Yes.
She leans in close and says, I'm taking you on good faith. Double cross me, or worse, hurt your daughter?
Oh, you can kill me.
No, you will wish I killed you. And she lets him go.
You are very scary.
Thank you. I try. Now get out. See you at sundown.
Yep, he scoots.
She lets out a deep sigh. Ag?
Yep.
Has Prinny been talking to you about, wanting a purpose in life?
Sure. But, I mean, I don't know what to tell her. I like the bar.
I know. I like the bar too. I don't know what I would have done without it growing up. Wow, that makes me sound like a child alcoholic. You know what I mean, though. Listen, I know I'm used to travelling alone, but if I'm travelling with, well, me and a deserting Templar, things might get hairy. I was thinking of asking Pren to come with us. If she's looking for purpose, then, well, the unbroken circle might be what she's looking for.
I don't know. You can take her with you. I mean, she's an adult. She can make her own choices, but
I know. I just wanted to give you warning that I'm going to ask her.
yeah.
I know she's a grown-up, but, still your daughter.
It'll be good to get her out of the, well, apartment above the bar for a while. See more of the world. I've got to warn you, the world in that direction is mostly just dirt and trees, but, she'll see it.
I mean, I'll take dirt and trees over some of this stuff I've seen. Anyway, she's gonna
God,
start.
I hate the woods.
She's gonna start walking out and walking back to the bar. And on the way, she asks, "By the way, what the hell is that blue drink?"
It's got fruit in it.
Some kind of blue fruit.
I'm not in charge of
the drinks in your bar.
colors. It's fruity.
When they arrive,
it hasn't got anything scary in it. Just mute fruit and a lot of grain alcohol.
Of course. There's also as they arrive at the bar, she just quickly says, "There's also a bunch of it thrown up in the alley, just letting you know," that she darts inside.
Wonderful.
Once she's inside, Valise is going to hop up and sit on top of the bar and look around and see what Prinny's up to.
Prinny has given up on cleaning any of the glasses and now seems to be organizing them by relative ugliness.
She points and says, "I think that one should go at the other end."
Oh, you're right. The handle's weird.
Hey, Prin.
Hmm?
So, she's actually going to look around and make sure no one else is there to kind of eavesdrop.
Roll perception.
Oh, heck. That is a 14.
Alright, no one's there.
She's going to scooch closer, and lean in. So, your mom and I found out why my door was ajar.
Did you kill them?
Surprisingly, no. I mean, I still might, but,
Ooh, intriguing.
yeah.
You fuck them?
That's... Wow, that is not likely. He's a Templar. Or at least, he was.
He's a Templar and you didn't kill him? Are you feeling okay?
I'm really not. He doesn't want to be a Templar anymore. He found out his daughter was a mage, and he wants to help her.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
When their kids are mages, don't they normally get, shuttled directly into the whole...
I mean, I think that was probably the plan when it turned out she was magical, but she ran away.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, definitely. She joined the Unbroken Circle, which is, even more good for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy Simeon wants to apologize to her and offer his assistance to the Unbroken Circle.
Oh, that sounds like a trap.
I know, I really do know, but the weirdest thing is I believe him. You know me, I'm pretty decent at reading people, and as far as I could tell, this guy was on the level. So here's what I'm gonna do. His daughter's in Guarin, so I'm gonna take him there. Not inside. He's gonna have to stay outside.
Like a dog.
Well, I mean, he is a werewolf, actually, so not entirely. Anyway,
Whoa,
where...
that seems in poor taste now.
Yeah, sorry. You didn't know. Listen, werewolves aren't allowed in Guaran, so I'm going to take him as far as the city limits, and then I intend to talk to Sabine, and if she wants to see him, you know, she'll have that option. But I wanted to ask if you wanted to come with us. No, like no obligation. Obviously, I can handle this by myself, but it might be good to have the extra backup. And I know you were saying earlier that you might want more to life, so this kind of seemed to be
Oh,
an opportunity.
actually, I was reading that Canary panel, and I really, really think that's the place for me.
Is she being serious or is she joking?
No, no, she is fucking with you.
She just fixes her with a look. All right, mighty
Yeah.
Kunari warrior, you coming with me or not?
Yeah, Pretty laughs and says, "Yeah, sure."
Okay.
Get to kill him.
Sorry?
You never know.
Yeah, no, if he turns out to be fucking with us, yeah, no, we kill him, definitely.
Oh, we'll either get that or a heartwarming scene of family love.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what Sabine says. She might not want to see him, and I would not blame her. So, this is going to be a bit. You're on the Templars' radar, but they don't. She's kind of like bites her lip and tries to think how to put this. And she just holds out her file and flips it to the page where Prinny's on. They're underestimating you, basically.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, but hey, it works to our advantage. Me and Simeon, on the other hand, they already. I have a bit of a reputation with them, so, that's got that going for me, and Simeon is a deserter, so they're probably going to want to track him down, so it could get hairy. Just forewarning you.
Well, fair enough.
But hey, makes life more interesting, right?
Of course.
Simeon's going to arrange horses for us. I said I'd meet him outside Farathier at sundown.
All right.
That work for you?
Where outside?
Lover's Grove?
Okay. I'll be there. With an axe.
Sounds good. Thanks, Prin. I feel better having
course.
someone with me. It's been a while since I have travelled with people,
Yeah, I know. Usually you sneak off in the dead of night before I give you a care package.
Yeah, well, I like my care packages better at home, because then I can share them with you.
Yeah, but you like weird sandwiches.
Maybe I like watching the funny faces you pull when you see them.
Maybe. They're still weird.
Yeah, fair. Okay, I better start getting packed up. Keep an eye out for Templars in general, yeah? That was what the shouting was outside. Some of them were skulking around. Some of them got dunked in the dock, so that was good. But, yeah, want to keep an eye out.
Oh, yeah, no, there was a whole stir. One of them drowned and everyone freaked out about the armor.
Oh, wow.
They fished the other one out, though.
Fair enough. Well, just be careful, okay?
Of course.
She is going to, pat Prinny on the shoulder and then hop off the bar, and she's going to go back home to start packing.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do before you leave?
The only people that the lease is particularly close to in town are Prinny and Aglith, and they already know what's up, but I think... I'm wondering if it's worth telling the mayor that she's leaving. I don't think she usually does, to be honest. I think she just kind of vanishes.
I would say legally, the less Har and Pavel, the better.
Yeah, Yeah, that's yeah, she's just gonna pack up some necessities, basically. Things she usually packs up whenever she's about to hit the road.
Okay, do you have armor? You didn't request any in your starting.
Oh my god, I did not.
Actually, no one requested armor.
I'll be honest with you, I completely
At least a
forgot about
couple of
that
people.
particular option. Would it be alright to say that Felice has standard leather armor, such as one would have if one were a rogue, or...
Yeah. I'll give you +8 to your armor class.
Thank you very much.
Physical armor class, obviously.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, Valise will get suited up in her armor and start packing her supplies.
All right. You pack, and the sun starts setting over the hills. The moons start rising. Um,
Uh,
there's some lovely crescent moons tonight.
she is going to knock on. Well, not. She won't have to knock. It's an inn. She's going to head to the wayside inn to pick up Prinny before heading to outside of town.
Prinny is remarkably cheerful and chatty for this being, a stealth mission in the dead of night. But you make it to Lover's Grove without incident, except for the fact that my computer decided that I didn't need to see my screen anymore.
Computer, no.
No. So it gets very dark for a second, and then it returns to normal sunset.
Good. It's sudden eclipse. Sure, why not? Once they get there to the grove, Valise looks around.
Simeon is approaching, guiding 2 horses. Because I did not tell him a third person was coming.
Fuck. Sorry, I thought I. That is my bad.
I'm
so sorry.
He just sort of looks at Prinny and is like, well, they're big horses. 2 of us can share.
Felice just kind of face palms. I knew I'd forgotten something. We'll go with the 2 for now. Prinny, you're biggest, you take your own. We'll manage to get another horse along the way, I'm sure.
All right, you hop aboard, and you begin your journey. Roll me a d20.
Okay. 5. Am I dead?
You hear an owl hooting in the night, and you jump so badly you almost fall off your horse, but nothing else happens.
Okay.
You ride and camp, and there's nothing super exciting that happens until you make it out of the Brexilian forest a couple days later, and you see Guarin in the distance.
Well, there it is.
It looks a lot like Denerim. I thought it'd be shinier.
Well, we're definitely sure it's Guarin and we didn't just kind of go around in a circle back to Danarim, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's not like exactly like Denerim.
I know. Felice was saying that.
Rocks.
Alright. So, we can't go much further with you, Simeon.
Yeah, you see it's a walled city. You see a moat and some gates up ahead, and there is a security checkpoint at the gates.
Alright, we should find a rendezvous point where you can wait for us. How's that sound?
Okay. I can do that.
Do you want to keep the horses with you as well?
Sure.
I don't know, is Guarin the kind of place where it's easier to get around by horse or on foot?
Inside the city, probably on, but they do have like stables just inside the city limits.
Okay, well we'll take the horses to the stables then.
Yeah, you could keep them either way. And Simeon gives you some money to stable the horses with.
She nods and pockets it. Okay, listen, you're not going to do anything foolish like trying to come into the city, are you?
I asked for your help because I thought it would be stupid to do that on my own.
Right. But given I'm here, and you know I'm not going to bail you out if you go into the city and get caught.
It would still be stupid.
Okay.
And also, you told me respect her privacy, so I am.
Okay, good. She looks like vaguely, like, pleasantly surprised, like, this is not what I'm used to when dealing with Templars. Alright.
He is learning. Is a learning robot.
Oh my god. Um, can they find a convenient place to deposit their ex-Templar before they go into the city?
Yeah, there's some, like street vendors and things selling various, unidentifiable meats and plants on sticks. And there's like a little seating area for people to eat them. So he'll just sit there.
And are we feeling confident that he's not going to be too conspicuous there? I'm assuming he's not wearing Templar armor anymore.
He's wearing a very kind of like, it looks like he went at the emblem on the Templar armor with a power sander and then threw a cloak over it.
Well, better than nothing, I suppose.
Disguise, but it's not the worst disguise.
Before they go in, Valise is going to have a look around and just see if anyone has clocked them, if anyone looks like they might be following them, anything like that.
Roll me another perception check.
That's a 21.
That sure is. I will say that, like, because an average ability score is 5, the like average DC for difficulty is 15
Fair.
as opposed to 10. So like I may on occasion tell you like, oh, you failed that roll and you got like a 20, a more difficult roll. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But in this, not fail the roll. You don't really see anything super suspicious. The only people you see looking at you are like street urchin kids who are clearly sizing you up to see if it would be easier to beg adorably from you or to pickpocket you.
Valise gives one or two of them the side eye.
They scatter.
As if to say, I've been doing this since before you were born.
Yeah. They scatter and look for easy targets. But no one else is paying you any special attention. One of the street vendors yells at Simeon and says he can't sit if he didn't buy something to eat, so he buys something to eat.
Fair. Valise is going to beckon Prinny to go and enter via the checkpoint with her.
All right. The woman at the checkpoint says, "Step up and place your hand on
Place your hand on what?
the rune."
Does Valise have any reason why this would be a bad idea for her? Like, she's not
No,
wanted except by the Templars,
you've
right?
seen lots of other people do it.
Cool.
You can ask about it if you're curious.
She is going to... she doesn't want to appear suspicious. She's going to place her hand on the rune.
The rune flashes green briefly, and the lady says, "Come right in. Welcome to Guarin."
Thank you. Valise steps aside and waits for Prinny.
"Come right in. Welcome to Guarin." And Prinny comes in too.
Okay. Right, so we just need to start looking for the broken circle.
All right. Roll me streetwise.
My streetwise bonus is 12, so let me just roll that. That is a 31.
All right. There is a big-ass white tower that is in, not total disrepair, right in the middle of the market district.
Felice just has a moment of scanning around, seeing it, blinks, nudges Pretty, points, and says, "Do you think that might be it?"
Yeah, I mean, I can't prove it, but it just feels right.
Come on. And she's going to start heading toward it.
Okay. You arrive without incident. Uh, there are a couple of like very ominous looking mages guarding the entrance, but they don't really like bother or accost you in any way. They just kind of give you a casual nod as you go in.
Um, she is going to approach one of them and sort of give them an easy smile, kind of like her disarming smile.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I were
He does look slightly disarmed, and under the grime, which you actually suspect to be artfully arranged, you can tell he's like maybe 18,
oh, bless him.
and this is like probably his first month or so on scare.
Oh, small bab. Okay. She just kind of smiles sweetly and says, "Hi. If there was someone I was looking for particularly, who should I ask about finding them?"
Oh, well, anyone really. We're a very close community that you could definitely join if you wanted. Um, uh, wh- whoever, but Jenny's in charge.
Jenny.
And he points you to a tall but surprisingly young Canary woman who is currently talking with some people who are on IV drips.
Okay. Felice nods and says, "Thank you very much, young man. You have a good day."
Anytime.
She just heads over while she gives Prinny a quick smirk as if to say, "Yeah, I still got it."
Prinny rolls her eyes at you.
She is going to wait patiently for Jenny to be done talking with whoever she is talking to at the moment.
Oh, hello. Can I help you?
Yes, hello. My name is Felice, and I was hoping to find a young lady called Sabine, who I believe joined recently.
Um, Her face kind of darkens a little, and she says, "Are you Templar?"
Ma'am, I live to fuck up the Templars. No, I am not.
Hmm, right on. Um, what do you want to see Sabine for?
You're in charge here, so I should be completely honest with you. Her father is waiting outside the city. He is not even remotely interested in taking her away from the Circle. He is not interested in handing her over to the Templars. He wants to apologise, and he wants to see if he can be of service to the Unbroken Circle. However, that is not his call to make, it's Sabine's. That's why I want to talk to her. I want to see how she feels about it.
Well, if it's true, it's great.
I understand how you might doubt the veracity of it. I had a hard time believing it myself at first, and I know you have no reason to trust me. I can be within your sight the entire time. If you don't want me to be left alone with her, any precautions you need to take.
Well, it's up to her, but I'd prefer that if there is going to be a meeting, it happen here, at least at first.
A meeting between myself and Sabine, or between Sabine and her father?
Between Sabine and her father.
That might be slightly tricky.
Well, I mean, it just seems safer for everyone.
No, I absolutely understand that, but has Sabine told you about the issue with her father coming into Guarin?
No.
He's a werewolf. He wouldn't be allowed in.
Oh, wonderful.
We suspect that's why she came here specifically.
Well, okay. I'm not saying that the Unbroken Circle shelters certain people afflicted with lycanthropy in Guarin, because that would be illegal. But Guarin primarily has checks as a formality along the city perimeter. And if someone afflicted with lycanthropy were able to get inside the city, we would have the facilities to deal with any secondary symptoms, should they arise once they were here.
Duly noted. In the first instance, though, may I speak to Sabine to see how she feels about this?
Of course. You'll find her on the second floor. Be careful about swearing up there. It's pediatric.
Oh, duly noted.
I don't work there.
Thanks for the warning. She is going to head upstairs. She kind of gestures to Prinny, is like, do you want to come with her? Do you want to stay down here?
Prinny kind of shrugs and follows you.
Okay. She's going to head to pediatrics and look out for... Well, she doesn't know what Sabine looks for, but she does know that she probably has the same sort of appearance, vaguely, as Simeon. She's human, and she is a teenager. So she's looking out for that kind of person.
Yeah. When you arrive on the second floor, you see a woman, well, I guess teenage girl, whatever you want to call it.
A young woman.
Young woman with short, close-cropped black hair and a nose that very definitely resembles Simeon's. And she is sitting with a bunch of kids in a circle making animals out of what appears to be rubber gloves.
Aww. Valise has a moment of her heart melting slightly, but pushes through it, because she is a cold, hard rogue. And she approaches and clears her throat.
So Sabine turns to the kids and says, and now that Mr. Baloo is all inflated and happy, who wants to murder him? And all the kids go, me! And she tosses him and they run off. And she stands up and says, what can I do for you?
I think I might want to work for you. No, but other than that, sorry, am I right in thinking you're Sabine?
Yes. Why do you ask?
It's possible you might want to sit down for this. I'm bringing news of a personal nature.
She sighs and just sort of sits. I'm not going back to the Templars.
Oh god, no. Sorry. Before I go any farther, I would like to clarify that I have no love for the Templars. In fact, what you'll find I have for the Templars is a deep, abiding hatred. So, I find myself surprised to be in the position of...
Wait a second. She kind of squints at you for a minute and then says, do you wear your hair differently sometimes?
Oh, you're very perceptive. I'm glad you no longer work for the Templars.
Yeah, but anyways, what were you saying?
Your father is waiting outside the city limits. Hear me out. He has no intention of taking you back to the Templars. He came here to do two things, and they are only things he will do with your express consent. One, he wants to apologize to you for everything he did. Two, he wants to offer assistance to the Unbroken Circle. Whether he gets to do either or both of those things are strictly up to you. I refused to, basically I made it clear that I would not do anything for him that wasn't alright with you.
She considers for a long minute, and then she kind of nods and says, well, I'll talk to him.
You are a far more forgiving person than I've ever been.
Yeah.
But...
I'm pretty great.
What was that?
She said, yeah, I'm pretty great.
I could tell that from the balloon animals. Alright, they're
Do you
just.
want one? I can make turkeys and Weisgarns if you don't mind that they look a lot like turkeys.
Yeah.
And, uh, hmm?
Yeah, I love a Weissgarn.
She gives you one. It looks a lot like a turkey, but with an angry face on it.
She, sort of tries to perch it on her shoulder. Anyway, so there just remains the issue of getting your father inside the city. Obviously, you know of his condition. So we're just going to have to, I suppose, sneak him past one of the checkpoints.
Yeah, I thought this was a clever solution.
Oh, absolutely. That's why he had to basically get help from me. Okay.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have any ideas about sneaking him past, would you?
Um, well, it's mostly about tradition. It's something that keeps people connected to the old world. I don't think that many guards are going to care that much about it in comparison to, something they want.
I
And
see.
failing that, there's always the sewers. Sewers.
The idea of making a former Templar go through the sewers is incredibly appealing to me, but well, let me see if I can bribe one of the guards in the first instance.
All right. Well, I guess I'll find out how it goes.
Yes, where would you like me to bring him when I get him in? Jenny suggested somewhere here in the tower.
I'll be in the lobby.
The lobby. Alright. We'll try not to take too
Or
long.
at least Jenny will be in the lobby and will be able to tell me. I might still be working in pediatrics. But you know what I mean.
I know. Thank you. By the way, I really appreciate, you're a very, you're a very grown-up young woman. Well done.
Thanks. I'm glad to meet you in a situation where you're not going to shoot.
Hey, me too.
She kind of giggles and then shoos you out as the children come back talking about the gruesome death that Mr. Puffy just died.
Oh my god. Prinny, would you mind hanging out here? I think I can probably schmooze the guards by myself.
Yeah, sure. I love kids. So maternal. Uh,
You're your mother's daughter.
yeah. Well, look how I turned out. She kind of folds herself down and then folds herself down and pulls herself in really small, and then she waves to the kids and says, "Hi.
Valise.
Can I touch your axe?"
Oh my god. Valise comes back, gently places her balloon animal on top of Prinny's head, and then leaves again.
Behind you, you hear someone say, "Cool! It still has some blood in it."
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's okay, Sabine's there, it's fine. She is going to. Valise is going to head back outside and to the guard checkpoint nearest where she knows that Simeon was left waiting.
All right. You find Simeon holding a stick of meat that he bought like hours earlier and looking at it with like this combination of vague discomfort, but also he's getting hungry.
Oh my gosh. Can I say that, can I say that I'm still at the checkpoint, like I haven't gone back through yet? Can I still see him from there?
At a far distance.
Okay. Okay, she clocks him.
Still physically present.
What is the checkpoint like? Is it busy? Are there lots of people going in and out, or is it quite quiet?
At this point in the day, it's definitely not abandoned, but there's a little bit of lull. Like went through the first time, it was like about lunchtime, so there were workers coming in and out to the carts.
Yeah. She's going to approach one of the guards. Is it one guard per checkpoint or?
Yeah, there's the same lady that you spoke to earlier is just kind of manning her booth. There's a couple other guards that would like hear if she yelled for them, but
Yeah.
it's pretty like casual, low security thing.
Fair enough. She approaches the guard, and you can tell she's looking around, and she makes a show of spotting the person she's looking for, and giving a small chuckle. Oh dear. Excuse me. She pats the guard lightly on the shoulder. Um, I need.
Yes, ma'am. How can I improve your stay?
Thank you very much. My husband still needs to come through. I think he's got his hands all messy from that meat thing he's trying to eat. Can I just come and bring him through real quick?
Roll speech.
Okay. Speech is a 13, so let me just roll that. Oh, 19.
Isn't it weird to be in a system where like all of a sudden a 19's okay?
Yeah. So yes, I do not know if the 19 is enough or not.
All right, well, we're about to find out.
Oh boy. Oh good.
Of course you can, honey. Just bring him on over.
Thank you so much. And she's going to sort of wave and call out, Simeon, sweetheart, come over now, please.
He is visibly startled, drops the mystery meat on the ground, and turns around to you, like, clearly wondering if you're on drugs. Then says, I'll be right there, sugar bean. And he kind of shuffles on over very nervously.
As soon as he gets close enough, she just kind of holds on to him by the upper arm and just gently pulls him through.
Y'all have a great stay now.
Thank you so much. And she just kind of pulls him away while sort of gently saying, have you been getting your mitts all greasy again with that food? I keep telling you. And she just kind of keeps on until they're out of earshot of the guard.
I really expected that to be more difficult. She just failed so hard.
Ah, opposing rules.
Not even close.
It works for me.
She's just really dedicated to customer.
She's so good, and I love her.
Anyways, you are now inside of Warren, and as far as you can tell, nobody still cares.
Okay, cool. She, after, once they're out of earshot, she says, okay, Sabine's okay to see you.
Thank you. I know this wasn't, thank you.
You can thank me later with information.
Right.
She is notably keeping her hand on his arm, just in case.
Where do we go?
She points towards the tower. Unbroken circle.
Oh, yeah, that's not subtle. Fair enough. And he sort of heads on over with you. He does not put the hand on his arm.
Fair. She's just very much like, this man is my responsibility. I brought him here. I need to make sure he doesn't fuck anything up. So yeah, she's basically keeping a hand on him until they reach Sabine.
It's like bringing a very poorly trained dog in public.
Basically.
Okay. Sabine is waiting in the lobby. She looks sort of nervous. She and Simeon go over and sit somewhere where they can talk like a little privately, but still within, public sight.
Can Felice, once she's let go of Simeon, lead into Sabine and say, signal me if you need me to intervene?
Sabine nods and brings her dad over. Like they're sitting in a bench. You enough away that you really hear them.
Yeah, she's basically not. She's not interested in listening in, but she's close enough where if Simeon tries anything, she has her hand on her gun at this point.
Yeah. Um, Simeon says some stuff, clearly apologizing. He cries, she cries, they hug. It's all very touching. And Jenny at least looks satisfied that no one needs to die right now.
Jury's still out on the lease.
Yeah, fair. Okay. After they've sort of caught up for a little, um, Sabine goes over to talk to Jenny, presumably about her dad, and Simeon comes back over to you and says, "Thank you. What information can I give you?"
She pulls out her file and points to two specific names. Anything you have on these two in their current anything you have on these two in their current locations, specifically this one.
I don't know. I really don't know. I was hoping that you would want information on, mages who aren't in the system yet. I actually know less about.
No, that's fair. It was a lot to hope. If you don't have information on them, I'll take any other information you have. Anyone else I can protect.
I know there are records of the Tranquil. And at least where they're being kept.
What do you know about the Right of Tranquility?
Do you mean in terms of like the mechanic, or you seem like the type of person who really doesn't want to hear the physical details?
All right, perhaps I should cut straight to the chase. What do you know about reversing the Right of Tranquility?
I know that it's possible.
But nothing else?
They don't really encourage that.
But
theoretically,
it has been done, hasn't it?
It's been done. It's been done. Theoretically, if it's about severing the connection with Fade, I would think that it would take something connected to the Fade that was powerful enough to reestablish to reverse it.
Something connected to the Fade.
Very theoretical. They don't teach us how to do it.
I understand.
You've done so much for me. I'm sorry I can't be more help. If I find out anything, if the circle has more information than I do, I'll contact you. I'll find you.
And specifically, if you find out where she is?
What?
She points at the name in the dossier again. I think I know where to find him. I don't know where to find her. If you find her, I need you to tell me, alright?
I'll tell you, but if I didn't know in the temple, I doubt on.
I know, but just on the off chance.
I'll tell you.
How did
Listen, here, I know it's not the information you want, but this is what I have. Please take it. And he hands you a bag that feels like it has money, and you hear some bottles clinking inside of it.
She nods and accepts it because she's really not in a position where she can turn down money. Thank you.
Yeah.
How did it go with Sabine?
It's going to take some time, but I understand that. I think we were all we had, and I'm glad we have each other again, even if there's still some healing to do.
The lease a pained expression crosses her face, and she just kind of tries to shake it off. I'm glad that you two have each other. I hope everything will be alright.
If I find out anything at all, I'll let you know.
Thank you. I suppose you'll need to talk to Jenny, won't you?
She has a lot of tattoos.
Yep. Suits her, doesn't it?
Does she look like she wants to kill me to you?
Yes, but to be fair, I look like I want to kill you and I've been helping you.
That's true, but like, you know, you want to kill me for 3 days, and then I don't see you every day for the foreseeable ever.
If you want to make this up to Sabine, you might just have to deal with someone looking at you like that for a while, until you prove that you're trustworthy.
Yeah, well, you haven't killed me yet. I'm sure I can win her over. One day.
Good luck.
You too. And he kind of like, he looks like he's going to like hug you, realizes you probably don't want him to touch you, and winds up like clapping you awkwardly on the shoulder and then going back to Sabine and Jenny.
She just watches the three of them for a bit. She'll wait to see if either Jenny or Prinny break off from the group.
Yeah. Prinny is it comes downstairs. There is a child hanging off of one of her horns, and she looks like she has been in a war zone.
Prin, you got a little something on your horn there.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
Hey, kiddo. She holds out her arms.
Prinny just kind of tilts her head, and the kid slowly slides off. It was great to meet you, dude, but I have to leave right now. It's an emergency. Or something.
Yeah,
and
no, I very much need her expertise with an axe right now.
Kid says, okay, have fun killing stuff.
Thank you for looking after her.
It's good. And then he wanders back up towards pediatrics. Can we leave before any more children try to...
Okay. And
Sticky.
You're
so sticky.
She just takes one last glance at Jenny, Sabine, and Simeon and just says, yeah, okay, let's go.
As you step outside, the sky darkens, and it turns this sort of sickly, roiling green, and you hear an ear-splitting roar.
Oh, no.
And that's the end of session 0.
Oh my god. That was amazing. Thank you, Hannah. Also, fuck you for that cliffhanger. And I say that with love.
Aww.
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Okay, so I should go ahead and stop the recording?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and take care.